ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदम। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome you all for this discussion on the series of teachings and prayers of Prahlada Maharaj. So we'll recite the shlokas first, whatever we studied. So Prahlada Maharaj begins when to practice Krishna consciousness and why to practice. That is the next shlokas. Shri Prahlad Vacha Kaumar Acharet Pradnyo Dharman Bhagavataniha Durlabham Manusham Janma Tadapya Dhruvamarthadam. So life is very, very rare. So better before it finishes up, do it. And although it is incomplete, still it will give the benefit. And then that's why you worship the Lord Vishnu, because he is a very, very dear to everyone. He is a real well-wisher. He is the most beloved for all of us. Then he says, why not to work for a happiness in this world? That was the third shloka. Sukham indriyakam daitya deha yogena dehinam sarvatra labhyate daivad yatha dukkham ayatnatah. You don't endeavor for getting distress, miseries, still they come. Same way, happiness will also come. They are all destined. Happiness and distress, the quantity, the amount of happiness and distress, pleasure and pains we are going to get is destined. So my dear friends, the demoniac friends, please don't put your endeavors, this human body you have got, for getting the sense gratification with the body. And then we saw yesterday, what happens if you do for that efforts? Ayur Vayaparam. Our Ayu simply goes waste because we're not using it for worshipping the Mukunda Charanambuj, the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Mukunda, who awards us the liberation. Tat prayaso na kartavyo yata ayur vayaparam na tatha vindate kshemam Mukunda Charanambujam. Then if you do efforts for these things, for getting happiness for the material pleasures, happiness of in the material things, then it is a waste of time. Your human life is wasted. So you got this human form of life, then what you should do? Again, Prahlad Maharaj emphasizes. Tato yateta kushala. Tato kushala. Kushala means what? Kushal. They say no word. Kushal means expert. ये बहुत कुशल है. Or its another meaning is written, an intelligent man interesting in the ultimate goal of life. That is kushala. Not the short-term goals, or not for the flickering goals or temporary goals, but the ultimate goal. That is to go back to the spiritual world, back to Godhead. And yateta means efforts. Tato yateta kushala. Therefore, intelligent man should do the efforts for what? Kshemaya. Again, the previous verse also we read, na? Kshemam mukunda charanam. So kshemaya means to get liberation, moksha. Bhavam ashritaha. Bhavam. This is the world is called as Bhavasagar. Bhava. Bhavan. So Bhavan is almost same only. Bhavam means this material world. And Ashrita means taking shelter. So when you are there in this material world, so to get the liberation from this world, you do the efforts. Intelligent man will put the efforts for working on getting liberation. And when you should do Shariram Paurusham Yavan. When the Sharir, when this body, Yavan, right? First verse, if you remember, we read that Kaumaram. Kaumara means the young, 5 years. Yavan Yeah, Yavan means youth. Yavan. Right? When the body is youthful. Vipaddeta pushkalam. Vipada. Vipada means, Mother Kunti says, no, Vipada Shanta. Vipada means the miseries, problems. And Pushkala means the stout and strong. So, yeah, Vipada, exact meaning is given fails. Yeah. Yavan na vipadyeta pushkalam. So here Yavan and in na word is used for with the vipadyeta. Yavan na vipadyeta pushkalam. So before the body fails, when it is stout and strong in your youthful age, start working for that. So when the tree is a small, right, we can change its direction, how it should go. But if tree is grown up, then no matter how much ever we try to change the direction, it will just break. If you try to change, it will break because tree is grown up now. So habits are formed when? When the habits are to be formed easily. When we are young, right? When we grow up, like let's say now we want to have a habit of rising early morning every day. uh, to do chanting every day, to keep ourselves in the good association, to keep ourselves in the regular study of the scriptures. So when we do this practice right now, then it will be very easy for us to continue this practice even in the old age also with all the phases, because this is our foundational age where we have developed ourselves with these practices. So same thing, like from a childhood, nowadays modern education has been forced. Everybody should prepare for JEE, and everybody should try to get a good things, and those emphasis given right from the age of 3 years. Students are sent to schools. Then naturally what ambition will come when he grows up? Only to develop for material things only, right? So that's why traditionally, if you see, even the sons of the kings, like a kings, nowadays we have prime minister or like a politician leaders. Those days kings used to rule. So even the sons of the kings also are sent to the guru's ashrama from the age of 5 to age of 25. This 20 years he's trained in the guru's ashrama thoroughly about purpose of life, what are the good characters, what are the good values, and he has been taught with the skills as well, both. But the point is, he has given that emphasis while living in the guru's ashrama. Then at the age of 25 he comes back to the home and then continues his profession very, very responsibly. That becomes his goal. But then when we are old, although you may understand that I should have really done, but the time has gone now. And although you may want to start now, because now you're old and you understood you want to do now, but the instrument is invalid. The body is now not supporting. Body has so many problems. So that's why it's very much important to start the practice when the body is youthful, stout, and so. That's why even more, if you observe in the world, the industries, the all big factories, companies, they target whom? The youths are the target. Even the all the different kinds of material things are been what you call the things takes place for the marketing, right? The sell goes for the youths are the major customers. In India, 70% is the youth population of the span of 15 to 30. So rich. That's the whole world is coming to India not for learning spirituality, to capture the youth energy. So that is the time to really, that energy should be used very properly. That's why Krishna's body is always youthful. The spirit soul is always youthful. There is no old age there. Why? Because youth has that power. So Prahlad Maharaj use this power for cultivating Krishna consciousness, not for sense gratification. So this is a shloka. Tato yate ta kushalah kshemaaya bhavamashritah shariram paurusham yavan na vipaddeta pushkalam. This is the exact translation. Therefore, while in material existence, that is bhavamashrita, a person fully competent to distinguish wrong from right must endeavor to achieve the highest goal of life, as long as the body is stout and strong and is not embarrassed by dwindling. So that's the mind. Prabhupada uses the word distinguish wrong from right. This is a time for us to develop that proper ability to understand what are the right things and what are the wrong things. So otherwise, then ahead, we'll assume that's what Bhagavad Gita says, no? Second chapter, one of the last verses. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam yasyam jagrati sanyami tasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyatumun. What is a day for the wakeful sage is a night for the worldly people. And what is a night for the sage? It is a day for the worldly people. Means exactly opposite. They think wrong to be right, right to be wrong. To go to the temple, to do chanting, to lead a life of Krishna consciousness, they feel this is not a life. Whereas to roam openly with the opposite sex, enjoy the life lavishly, do sense gratification, this is a modern culture now. That's why we see in the television, movies, and all that has been shown. Unfortunately, that's how people think this is the life. So they're not able to distinguish. So, but now we learn this science, understand what the life is and what the nature of the world is, then we'll be able to not get affected by the future cycles, again repeated birth and death and the various problems we fall prey to. So that's why this Kartik Mass, when we are chanting every day, and not only this Kartik Mass, we should continue doing every day. So when you are doing this practice, if we keep it a very good prayer, so Lord, somehow you are so kind, you are giving me the opportunity of this holy month so that I can increase my spiritual credits. Give me the strength that every month should become holy for me. Every day should become auspicious for me. And that will only happen when I chant your holy name. So give me the strength that every day I'm able to chant your names. Right? And then surely all throughout life, no matter we go in the various phases of education, the job, and then the family, whatever phases we go, we should be able to keep our chanting, our spiritual connection with the Lord stout and strong. Otherwise, body becomes old, and then connection to develop this become very tough. So Prahlad Maharaj learned himself so profoundly in the mother's womb only. That's why he's been able to do it, all of us also for us. So this is a shloka. Tato yate ta kushalah kshemaya bhavamashritah shariram paurusham yavan na vipadde ta pushkalam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So take a note of this shloka very nicely. First five shloka till now, Prahlad Maharaj emphasized. He started why we have to, when we have to practice, and why we have to practice. Because sukha you endeavor, dukha also come, sukha will also come. Don't worry. But endeavor for Krishna consciousness before body. Because now next shlokas tomorrow onwards we'll see. Prahlad Maharaj gives beautiful analysis how a human wastes his time. Let's say 100-year lifespan, in what all things he spends, and then he says, I don't have a time. Very, very interesting. Prahlad Maharaj has done a thorough analysis. So check, do we fall in that category or do we want to learn something better and save our time properly? So that's we'll meet in a tomorrow's meeting. Thank you all very much for joining. Let us end with Vaishnav Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. प्रहलाद महाराज की जय. शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा.